Did you get 2 deaths?
Speaking of video games, a slight change of pace. I talked to the boys in the $50 Patron, and we're gonna do a Rust wipe. We're either starting. You can. It's today's Thursday, so we'll either find a Friday wipe and start tomorrow afternoon, or a Saturday wipe, which is probably what we'll do. So I'll have an extra day because I've been up all day and it's getting late, and I've still got more stuff to do. I don't know if I'm going to sleep late tomorrow, but if anybody wants to get in on this, just quickly become a $50 patron tonight, and you can join us.
Only
Saturday.
Patreons are hearing this tonight.
Yeah. Good point. Well, mostly. Anyway, we're gonna have a good time. I'm psyched. I've never done a Rust wipe with this many people before.
What's your estimated team size at the moment?
Well, I usually have, like, if I really want to get my friends together, there's like 8 of us that can play. So I'm assuming that a few of those guys will jump in. So I'm bringing at least 6, and so I would think at least 10 of the patrons are going to jump in, but maybe 20, because like I know a lot of them have the game, and we're going to be playing like every day for 8 hours, 10 hours a day for a week. So we could easily get up to 20, I think, grinding away.
Okay.
Which would most likely, if we pick the right server, be by far the biggest clan on the server, and that'll make things a lot easier. If there's 20 of us against 5 good players, I think we'll come out ahead, especially like early game when it's just like 20 of us shooting bows. Like, it's just, our arrows will blot out the sun. Like, it's not going to matter how good they are. I've never done a big clan like this before. Like I said, I've played with like 6 people who are on steady, and then maybe 3 or 4 extras who are occasionally on. But like even on our raids, it'd be like 6 or 7 of us going at a time. But I've never played with this many people, so it'll be an interesting little development.
In Rust,
that'd be fun.
I'm kidded and you're more talented, can you win?
Oh yeah, get fucked.
Really? Even with a bow? Like, it
won't even be close. Like you could give like I'm bad at Rust, and so like you could give me like full armor and an AK, the best shit in the game. And if someone is like legit good at the game, like they're put it in COD terms, if they're a 3 KD player, I'm about to get embarrassed. About to get embarrassed is what's about to happen. If they've got a crossbow, and like a revolver or a python, I'm about to get fucking embarrassed. Like actually embarrassed, not just not just like, oh, he got me. Like, all right, I'm taking a break. I'll be back in an hour. Kind of embarrassed, like that. And it's happened to me before. Like
you just have to take a breather. It's so bad.
I can't explain to you how valuable an AK-47 is in this game, Taylor. Like,
it's the tippity top, the best.
Mm-hmm. What's the best? But it's not about how good it is. It's about what it took to get. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know how to like compare this to any game you've ever played, but like that represents hours of human lifetime that were spent earning it. Like,
a lot of hours, like 20, right?
Oh my God.
It's hard to quantify how many hours it takes. Like, first of all, getting your 20, first AK-47 can happen in either 30 minutes or 48 hours of grinding. It can be a bit luck based, but like to make a second one, the materials that you have to grind together to make it, the materials that you have to grind together to have the ability to make it. Because you can't just, oh yeah, I've got all the parts. That doesn't mean shit. You don't know the blueprint. To know the blueprint, you have to take an AK-47 and destroy it. And now you know how to make an AK-47. But you can't just make one out of thin air. You need a workbench.
How'd you get the first one?
But a little bit of luck, a little bit of RNG, and like going to difficult parts of the map and fighting AI and hoping one will drop in a crate. Okay. There's like a low % chance that they'll be in like the most valuable crates in the game that are guarded by the most difficult AI that are also being farmed by the best players in the game. So you have to either be on at like 4 a.m. and like hope that nobody else is grinding for it and like beat all the AI and get lucky, or you have to like kill a lot of human players who are also trying to get to the loot crates that you're trying to get to and get lucky. So it can be very discouraging because sometimes you'll get there, you open the crate and you've got your first AK-47 and a fucking squad of killers comes along and they just take it away from you. And you're just, and they're in the chat. There's a global chat. They're going to let everybody in the server know what they just did to you. And it might be 150 people.
Nothing about the way you have ever described this game makes it sound fun. It sounds like an ordeal. It sounds frustrating. It sounds like it takes a full or at least a part-time job amount of time.
All those things are 100% accurate. It is the best game I've ever played in my life. I have never been so fucking mad at a game or so fucking overjoyed with a game as I have with Rust. When you fucking go and you find those kids who have been screaming racist, homophobic things outside your doorstep for days. For days. They hurt my feelings one time. That's hard to do. A 12-year-old said things I'd never heard before, and I played Modern Warfare 2. This kid was so ruthless outside my base, and I just had to hide inside my house like the big bad wolf was outside because he was so goddamn good he couldn't be touched. Like we had a whole neighborhood. It's like me and Mitty have a house right here, and like just across the street, there's two more of my friends, and just right next door, two more of my friends. We're doing something that's technically against server rules. We're all buddies, like in a duo server, having like a non-combat rule between us. So when somebody comes fucking with you, I'm coming outside to help you deal with it. It's cheating, technically, I guess you could say, but we all just wanted to play with each other, and I'd already started on a duo server, and we didn't want to quit because we'd already put 50 hours in. Anyway, this kid would come and bully the whole neighborhood. He's like 11. He's 11 years old with a speech impediment, and he's fucking bullying half a dozen grown-ass men. And we're all just like in
Hey,
Discord,
why don't you come out here and deal with me for the what I'm throwing down?
He's just like, I bet you won't come out here. I bet you won't come out here and do anything. I bet you won't. I bet you won't. And you'd hear him eating my pumpkins outside. He's like, you can literally hear his character in game. Like when you eat something in game.
He's making fun of you and he's eating all your pumpkins.
Yes. And the pumpkins are slightly valuable. Like that's my source of food. That's where my food is, like for my character. And it's one of these games where
that's
you have to eat and drink.
Food is. And
pumpkins are a great source of food. Like they really fill you up. And while he's out there talking shit in like what do you call it, VoIP, when he holds a talk button and his character's mouth moves and his voice comes out, and the farther away he is, the more distant it sounds. It's a really good system as far as like in-game voice chat, and he's out there fucking. Bet you won't come out here and do something, you pussy, you faggot, you pussy, you piece of shit bitch, you pussy shit old ass man. What are you doing here playing this fucking game, you pussy bitch? Bet you're unemployed, you pussy bitch, faggot. I fuck your mother, I fuck your sister, I shit in your daddy's ass.
My character's not even hungry. I'm just eating it for the sake of it.
And I'm just sitting there in my base with a fire burning so I don't freeze to death, because it's one of those games where you need a fire burning so you don't freeze to death. And I'm just like, this motherfucker. But I don't want to go out because he wants me to come out because he's going to kill me and take whatever I take out to him. He's just wanting me to give him more things. Because if I go out there with a shotgun and I try to kill him, he's going to murder me and take that shotgun and put it in his backpack. And then he's going to talk some more shit till I bring him another shotgun. That's all he's doing out there. He's farming us. He doesn't need to hit the sulfur nodes and the stone nodes. He doesn't have to chop trees because he's got us.
So is he just an uber alpha and everyone is afraid of this?
He was a cheater is what he was realistically. Like he was just, there's a lot of cheaters in Rust, and like he had a semi-automatic pistol with no recoil and it was fully automatic. And for the tier that we were in, like the tech tree, that was God mode. Like he was just like triple headshotting us instantaneously, and we're all trying to fucking kill him with a double barrel. And it was just infuriating. I can't tell you how upset. No, he quit the server. Like a lot of the great players will play for like the first 2 days of a wipe, bully people like me, and then just like quit and go to a new server. Whereas we're all trying to like get to the top tier of tech so that we can we can leverage all of our work hours into like late night raids and just blow bases up and steal all of their things. It's very satisfying to raid in that game.
But this guy was a mercenary of sorts.
Yeah.
Floating from server to server, causing havoc wherever he
Eating
dwelled.
pumpkins and threatening grown men.
Eat my pumpkins, my corn. He chopped the shotgun traps off my base. like he was too sneaky for those. He was
Dude, I
like,
just
oh,
love the thought.
oh,
of
we got a
you
little trap here, huh? And you hear him clink, clink, clink. Oh, there's a little trap here. And you hear it break. Kaplock. Oh, what happened to your trap? And I'm just like, well, I guess it sounds like you broke my trap.
Did you say
Really?
anything back?
I tried not to engage. Like some of my friends don't get it. Like you just ignore people like that. I always do. I only talk shit if I can back it up, and I rarely can.
But
So
every
I
now
really
and
don't talk
then
any
you
shit
use
at
the
all.
charm as your weapon, right? Every now and then you'll attempt to befriend or reason.
That works a lot. Like I'm usually able to like if it's an adult, I can have an adult conversation with them, but you can't reason with a child. You can't reason with a child with a speech impediment on Rust at 3 a.m. He's already gone down a dark path in life. It was a school night.
That kid's fucked up.
Like, he had no business being on that game with us. Like he was clearly a child on a school night, like bullying grown men.
The trash talking option might have been fun too. You could have mentioned it was a school night. You could have
There was nothing I
imitated
could
his
say.
impediment.
There was nothing I could say.
Oh, you don't. The game becomes unimportant at this point, right? At this point, what matters is that you can speak without an impediment. What matters is that you have had sex before. These are
Oh,
the-
he didn't believe me when I told him that.
What are you saying? You want to fuck me? I'm 11, you pedophile.
He wouldn't believe me. You can't talk your way out of that. You just got to
What-
shut up and take your beating.
What you're saying is exactly what Anthony Cumia described when he played EverQuest. And he's like, and there's this one kid that was bullying me and just stole all my shit after I worked to build it. And I
Oh,
was
no,
just
he's playing Rust. He's talking about Rust.
No, I know what he's talking about, Rust. I was saying that
Anthony Cumia has been playing Rust.
has he really?
Yeah, he was talking about how
remember
awful it
him-
was last time he was on here.
him saying-
How kids were just bullying him.
He was like, I've got a lot of money and I fuck a lot and fuck you. And they're like, shut
Dude.
up, bitch. This is
And like the Rust player base in general is incredibly toxic. Like because the name of the game is ruin everyone else's good time. Because everybody's grinding as hard as you are if they're anybody. Like if you're gonna have anything in the game, then you have grinded and worked hard for hours and hours on end. Like you just have to. There's no way around it in this game. And so like you know, you people come while you're asleep, while you're offline, and they take it all away. They blow a hole in your base. They go inside. They seal the base up behind them and put their own fucking door up. And now they just like eat your base from the inside out like maggots and take it all back to their base. And when you come home, your locks are changed. And it's just like, oh my God, we worked for literally 12 hours the first day. 15 hours the second day, 8 hours the third day. I went for a 1 hour nap and I came back and all of that's been taken away from me. And so like everybody who's like a Rust player who plays a lot has had that happen to them repeatedly. And so
that's so frustrating.
they're just hardened. They're awful, evil people.
I remember, so Woodycraft I've mentioned a bunch of times had a similar game mode, but it's called Factions. When that happened to players, we would sometimes, as a server, get them back on their feet. Like the most valuable item was called a spawner. And this would spawn monsters, and they would create these traps that kill the monsters, and they would drop things so that they would make money. We sold spawners for real life money. But we also sold them for in-game money. It was impossible. It was really hard. So you might buy your first 6. Then once you have 6 of them, then it's just like $180 too. Like it's not nothing. And then once you have 6 of them, well, now you've got enough to earn all your way up to 50 and 70 and what have you. People would get raided. They'd steal all their stuff. So we'd be like, all right, here's 4. We just didn't want them to quit. They'd quit the server. They'd leave Minecraft, or at least Woodycraft. And it was I felt like it was good business and it was kind to get them back on their feet again.
We do that too. Like I like to think I'm a really nice Rust player. Like I usually don't have a personal grudge against the people I'm raiding. Sometimes I do, and that makes it so much more fun. Like if you know who you're after, if when you find them asleep in their base, you're like, here he is. And you're like taking screenshots as you kill them with a pickaxe, like to send to them later. That is the best moment in Rust. But sometimes you're just like raiding people because they're too close to your base or because they were just there. They were a convenient target that was like isolated and you didn't think anybody else was going to come and counter raid you while you were blowing in, because that's incredibly upsetting. And you know, they'll come back the next day and like, hey, did you kill me? Like, what's your name? Like, and he's like, Ice Prince 101. Like, yeah, I killed you. Can we have some of our stuff back? It's like, yeah, actually, yeah. You had a lot of shit we don't want. Like, yeah, you can have all this back. And like, sometimes we'll be just so rich that like, there's two of us playing. It'll just be me and Mitty playing a duo server, and we've got like 50 AK-47s. It's like, yeah, have some. You know, we'll just literally throw like loot out of the base and give it to the peons who have no way of getting it. So I'm always generous and cool in the game. I like to think. I like to think I'm a nice guy. I'm a benevolent Rust player.
Leader. Yeah.
A benevolent cult leader.
I mean, they all are, right?
Yeah, we'll be flying that RSK flag over on a Rust server this weekend, though. So that's going to be well, not just the weekend, the whole fucking week. There's no, you don't just play for a weekend. Things are just getting started by Monday morning.
Cool.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. So if either of you want to like pop into Rust, you don't have to. Like I told everybody else in the Discord.
Pop into the Discord, like that. Yeah. That would be enough. So, because if people don't know,
I don't want to play.
Kyle or maybe a couple guys will share what they're doing in game, and I've done other games like poker and stuff where it's like I don't, you know, the old thing. You're at the poker table. You look to your left. You look to the right. If you don't know who the sucker is, it's you. I already knew that. So when I go to the poker, I'm just there to watch and have fun, and sometimes I even talk trash, but I'm not betting my money.
Yeah,